Basketball isn't just a game, it's a ruthless test of will. A stage where only the strongest survive and the greatest thrive. At the forefront of this unforgiving arena stands Steph Curry. But is he truly an all-time great, or is the NBA's current system inflating his legacy? And let's not ignore Gilbert Arenas, whose sharp critique challenges us to re-examine the myth of Curry's dominance. With rivalries flaring and personal drama boiling over, we are witnessing something unprecedented. This isn't just basketball, this is war. Let's dive into the controversies, clashes, and chaos.
Let that man live.
Yeah, you didn't have 10 points the whole goddamn playoffs, brother.
$8 in this motherfucker.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's a lot of zeros.
Yeah,
Yeah, zero, 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 zero.
Man, you lying.
Zero.
I know you
1,
crazy.
2, 3,
You crazy as
4,
hell. I
5,
swear, they got
6,
this
7.
game.
You played 7 games in here and have no points, man.
The sheer audacity to even speak on something when your contribution is this low, it's almost comedic, if it weren't so baffling. How does one justify a zero heavy stat line like that and still try to critique anyone? This raises serious questions, not just about performance, but also about self-awareness. But speaking of audacity, there's a fine line between confidence and killer instinct, one that not every player treads successfully. Which brings us to Steph Curry, a man whose reputation might not fully align with his reality.
Does Steph have more killer instinct than he gives credit for? Obviously, he looks like a real nice guy. Told him he was a lovable asshole when we interviewed him last year. Obviously, very traumatic PTSD if you're not a fan of his team for the things he does to those teams, LeBron squads in particular. But does he have more killer instinct than he gets credit for?
Yeah. I think what happened with Steph early in his career when he was becoming a winner, winning championships, the team was so good, he was so good that they didn't play in crunch time, right? Yeah. You're talking about a team and him, they literally set fourth quarters. So when you're earning your stripes to be this go-to guy at the end of games, to be this sniper when it counted, you know, when you're talking about the Kobe, the Jordan, hitting game winner type of dude, he wasn't even put in those positions because he never had to. So I think like now in his career, towards the end of his career, he's showing who he was or who he is. And, you know, it's kind of like, okay, he can hit those shots. Before, there was no resume of it, right? We had the OKC, damn near from half court. That was really much of it. And, you know, now, as of the last 2 years, we're like, okay.
Yes.
Big moments, he can really do it.
We saw it in the Olympics.
Like multiple shots. It's not like it's just one shot. Like, it's multiple. Like, he's 12 in a row, 10 in a row.
Final 12 points for the Warriors, 10-0 run by himself. Obviously, was extremely animated, yelling at the crowd, getting people pumped up.
Do you like have to be considered like an asshole for people to be like, oh, he's like that? Like, I don't understand that, because at the end of the day, if he put the ball in the basket, then people should be like, you a killer. But because he's not, he don't get into it with people on the court. He'll get in fights. He don't shove people. I mean, he talks his little shit.
He does
but it's still him. But like he does it his way, and it's still Steph. But
he's
like,
an asshole. Like there's things he does on the court. I just be like, no.
It's almost like Steph's understated demeanor tricks people into forgetting he's dismantling entire teams player by player. The absence of a mean mug or overt bravado makes his dominance even more unsettling. This is calculated destruction dressed in charm, a far more chilling form of killer instinct. And while Steph's mastery leaves many in awe, it's worth remembering how even legends like Kobe wrestled with containing his brilliance.
I remember I seen like Kobe do like some extra motivation stuff. Like if he was playing against the Warriors, against Steph, and Steph was just killing us. And then we came back in the locker room, Kobe was like, I got him, I figured him out. I finally figured him out, saying it out loud. I got him, I'm guarding him. We turned Jeremy Lin, because Jeremy Lin was getting killed. He said, nah, don't nobody guard him. I got him, I figured him out. And, you know, Chef started doing shimmy on Kobe. It's hard to figure somebody like that out.
If Kobe Bryant, the Mamba himself, struggled to figure out Steph Curry, what does that say about the man's impact? It's like trying to grab smoke. By the time you think you've contained it, it's already suffocating you from another angle. Steph isn't just a challenge, he's an enigma. But even with such enigmas, interpersonal dynamics play a huge role. Sometimes it's not just about the court, it's about what happens off of it, too.
Clay ghosting Steph I'll ask you, Gil, because Nick already answered. Think Klay regrets ghosting Steph before the game. As you know, they gave out the captain hat. Steph was supposed to address the audience for the game. After the game, Klay said that they had texted back and forth and decided against that. Draymond shed more light on his show, basically saying that
was a lie.
Klay ghosted Steph.
So did they text or not?
So they didn't text or?
I mean, there could have been a text sent in red, but not responded.
I don't know, because if I'm believing Draymond or Klay, I'm gonna believe Klay.
I don't know.
No.
Draymond.
Yeah, Klay a little political when it comes to speaking to the media.
Yeah. He chooses his words very
Gonna
wisely.
be like, I ain't text him.
So he wanted to focus on the game?
I don't.
This whole situation is weird to me because why could you just get on the mic and be like,
I think Klay probably didn't want that.
I think Klay didn't want it. I think, you got to remember at the beginning, he's in a certain mindset of basically fuck them over there.
Yeah.
They are the opposite.
And then I think mentally it changed once he got to the arena and he's seen all the love.
Yeah.
I think
So at that point,
the drama.
But at the same time,
I mean, he got his love. I mean,
Steph was more mentally, like, Steph got something with Kyrie, too. Like, every time they play, he want to outshine Kyrie.
The drama surrounding Steph extends even beyond the hardwood. Miscommunication or intentional distancing. It all adds layers to his persona, part revered teammate, part silent rival, and part mental chess master. It's almost Shakespearean. And speaking of drama, let's not forget Steph's on-court antics, which are show in themselves.
like if you're guarding him, you're sitting there like, yo, just like, I'd rather you say shit versus like, because if you say shit, 20-something thousand people don't hear it. You start doing shit like this and turning around, doing this, yeah. But again, like it just
22 final when he did the ring me in the third quarter with an entire quarter left of basketball left to be played.
Sure.
That was very disrespectful.
Yeah.
That was very.
He's very disrespectful. He's a very disrespectful player.
Y'all have a whole entire quarter left.
Man.
You know where we going.
Steph Curry's legacy is built on destruction. Opponents crumble under his precision, his efficiency. In 3 games this season, Curry dismantled defenses with 36, 37, and 13 points. But when the lights shine brightest, does Curry have the same bloodlust as Kobe Bryant's Mamba mentality? Here's the harsh truth. Kobe lived for the moment, the game on the line, the crowd screaming, the defenders suffocating him. He was merciless. Curry, his style is different, almost surgical, but some critics like Gilbert Arenas argue it lacks the raw, unyielding hunger Kobe brought every night. But consider this, Curry doesn't just play the game, he transforms it. His range has redefined what defenses even look like. His presence bends reality on the court. Can we truly compare 2 players when one has changed the DNA of the sport itself? Even so, Curry's legacy isn't safe not when doubts arise from within his own camp. Let's talk about the drama with Klay Thompson. The Splash Brothers, an unbreakable duo. Or, so we thought. Against Memphis, Curry seemed content playing a supporting role, scoring a quiet 13 points. Klay, meanwhile, was desperate to recapture his old magic, sinking 6 threes and scoring 22 points. But behind the camaraderie lies tension unspoken yet unmistakable. Gilbert Arenas didn't hold back, suggesting that Curry's rise has cast a shadow over Thompson's career. The numbers don't lie. Since Klay's injury, Curry's usage rate has skyrocketed. Meanwhile, Thompson's struggles have only added fuel to the fire. But this isn't just about stats. It's about identity. Klay's comments, "I'll find my rhythm again," speak to a player who feels the weight of proving his worth. Is this rivalry brewing, or is it the natural evolution of 2 players fighting for relevance in an unforgiving league? While tensions simmer internally, Curry's on-court provocations have sparked battles with some of the league's fiercest competitors. Steph Curry isn't just a sharpshooter, he's a provocateur, a psychological assassin. His night-night celebration, pure humiliation for opponents. His sly smirks and shimmies, their daggers cutting deeper than any three-pointer ever could. This isn't just showboating, it's psychological warfare. Jaren Jackson Jr., a defensive player of the year, shot a dismal 36% against Curry's relentless taunts. Gilbert Arenas even called it next-level head games. But there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. For every opponent Curry silences, there's another waiting to call his bluff. Is this calculated genius, or is Curry playing with fire? And speaking of fire, what happens when Curry's provocations collide with the relentless will of Kobe Bryant? Imagine the matchup: Prime Kobe Bryant versus today's Steph Curry. Two men with polar opposite styles, yet the same unyielding desire to dominate. Who wins? Kobe's defense was a masterclass. In their limited matchups, Bryant often forced Curry into uncomfortable spots, holding him to 25% shooting in one game. But Curry's response, unrelenting precision, hitting threes from distances Kobe couldn't even imagine defending. Still, this debate isn't about one-on-one stats. It's about legacy. Kobe's 25-game winners make him the ultimate closer. Curry's ability to warp defenses makes him the ultimate weapon. Who holds the edge? That's for you to decide. And if you think this is just about individual greatness, think again. Basketball is built on the moments, those clashes that transcend the game itself. Magic vs. Bird, Jordan vs. Asia, LeBron vs. Durant. These moments define eras, etching themselves into the collective memory of basketball fans. Steph Curry has cemented himself in this lineage. His duels with LeBron, Luka, and even teammates like Klay have created moments we'll talk about for decades. But Gilbert Arenas raises an intriguing point. How does Curry's impact stack up against those who came before him? Does Curry belong in the same breath as Magic and Bird, or are we prisoners of the moment, overhyping the current era? One thing's for sure, legacy isn't built in isolation. It's forged in the heat of battle, with tensions running high and emotions boiling over. Steph Curry's brilliance hasn't come without controversy. His decision to exclude Magic Johnson from his all-time starting five, a slap in the face to tradition. His on-court celebrations, a declaration of war. Gilbert Arenas wasn't shy, calling Curry's list a disrespectful rewrite of history. Yet Curry thrives on this chaos, using every slight, every criticism to fuel his fire. But the tensions don't stop there. From personal jabs to heated rivalries, Curry has embraced the role of villain when needed. His clashes with Draymond Green, his subtle digs at Klay Thompson, and his relentless drive to prove himself all tell the story of a man who refuses to back down. So where does this leave us? A legacy cemented or a reputation still under fire? Steph Curry isn't just rewriting the rules of basketball, he's challenging its very foundation. But as Gilbert Arenas reminds us, greatness isn't just about accolades, it's about surviving the scrutiny, thriving in the tension, and proving time and again that you belong. So is Curry the ultimate killer or simply the ultimate shooter? The answer lies in the moments yet to come.